This is John Cole with DiscountJuicers.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. And you know, I often make videos, guys, because I watch a lot of videos online, especially people juicing, and I'm like, oh man, these people are doing it wrong. And you know, there's so many people online making videos about juicing, which is great because more people should be aware about how juicing is one of the most beneficial things you can do for your health. But then I gotta draw the line when I see people doing it wrong. Right? There's a lot of people just doing whatever they think is right and or repeating dogma that they've heard that, you know, they're not up to date with like the latest research or information. Like I keep up to date with published studies and using the best techniques, juicing methods to make the healthiest juice so that you get the health benefits you want, love, and deserve. And that's why you're making the juice after all, right? It's not for just a delicious taste. Because especially when you're juicing straight ginger, it ain't taste that good. All right. So in any case, in this episode, I'm going to show you guys the two largest, biggest mistakes ever that people unfortunately make when they make ginger shots, right? So for those of you guys that don't know me, my name is John Cole, and actually I got into juicing thanks to Jay Kordich, formerly known as the Juice Man, because he said juicing can improve your immune system. I got into juicing 30 years ago now. I've been juicing that long, yes. And I've been selling juicers as the #1 retailer, independent reseller of juicers online, selling more juicers than anybody else in the world out there. And I show you guys the best information so that you can buy the best juicer or other kitchen appliance to process your fruits and vegetables in the best ways possible. And more importantly, get the most health benefits, because that's why I got into juicing, to improve my health. And when I see so many people making videos that, you know, people are leaving like nutrients on the table, it makes me really sad. And I just want to have videos so that you guys could watch the best content from the #1 juicer expert in the world, where I show you guys the best juicing techniques, but more importantly, I also show you guys the best juicers to use out there. The current juicer that I use out there that I love the most, that I won't give up, is the Hurom H70. I mean, much like other vertical hopper juicers, this makes juicing easy. It saves you a lot of time because you load the produce up in the hopper, shut the lid, and you can walk away. So while most hopper juicers do that, the next thing is what other hopper juicers don't do, unfortunately. And that's the biggest impediment to juicing that I have seen over the last 30 years juicing myself, is the cleaning. The H70 makes cleaning the easiest because literally you can spray it down. It takes about 60 seconds to clean it. No scrubbing required like most other hopper style juicers do. So if you guys want to learn more about the H70, the juicer I'm using today to juice ginger, link down below to my original unboxing video where I showed you guys all the information. So yeah, I love this machine because you load it up, close the lid, walk away, it juices for you. When you're done, you got your juice made and you got to just spray it off. You have about 60 seconds of cleaning and you're off to the races and able to go on throughout your day. So if you guys want to get the best discount on the Hurom H70 right now, you want to make sure you guys use that coupon code GINGER at Hurom.com. That coupon code is only good in the United States. And right now, as this video is being released, it's going to give you nearly $90 off, or 15% off the Hurom H70, which is only good until the end of this month. After that, the coupon will be good for a minimum of 10% off the Hurom H70 juicer. All right, so without further ado, I want to show you guys the #1 mistake I see too many people make when they juice their ginger. It is basically they take the ginger and they're like, okay guys, now you need to peel it, and they want you to peel off the skin. #1, this is going to take you guys a lot of time to peel off the skin. And the other thing, all these people that say peel your ginger, I'm like, what are they thinking? They haven't looked up the published studies like I have. So we're going to throw up this study on the screen. It's actually just called a comparative study of Zimberger, Officiali, Rosy, Pulp, and Peel, phytochemical composition and evaluation of anti-tumor activity. So in this published study, they basically tested the nutrition content in the peel as well as the flesh or inside the ginger to find out which one has more human health benefits, right? So first up, this is actual data from the study, and I always post my studies down below. If you guys want to review them yourself, you'll see this first graph. It's called Comparison of Ginger Pulp versus Peel, and this is the total phenolonics and total flavonoids. These are basically plant phytonutrients that can have a lot of beneficial effects in us. I'm sure you've heard ginger is like anti-inflammatory, anti-tumor, anti-this, anti-that, you know, antioxidant, you know, all these things, which is true. But the reason why those are true is because of the things like total phenols and total flavonoids. And as you see in the graph here, if you are just peeling it and juicing the pulp or the flesh of the ginger itself, on the phenolonics, you're getting maybe like 80 of the polyphenols, and when you juice it with the skin, you've dramatically over doubled it to like 178 or something like that. So over 2 times more polyphenols from keeping the skin on. Let's look at flavonoids, another very important nutrient I love a lot. And in the pulp or the flesh of the ginger, you get basically 2. And then when you juice with the peel, or in the peel, there's like 7. So it's once again 3 times more of these flavonoids, which are very important compounds that give us the healing benefit based on the research I've reviewed. Next up, we're going to throw up this graph, because this graph is also very important. They also studied all different kinds of fatty acids and other properties in ginger. And so they basically tested the alpha-zingiberene content. So this is one of the basically compounds in the ginger that only the ginger family of plants make, that basically go into the skin and the flesh. And I'll show you guys in a minute why this is important. But as you can see in the pulp or the flesh, there's like maybe 1. And in the peel, there's like close to 20, right? Like almost a 19-fold increase, once again, by not peeling your ginger. But yet, why do so many people teach you to peel the ginger? I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure it makes the flavor taste not as strong, but the flavor compounds that you're tasting are the benefits that you want, okay? Next up, the zingiberene content, right? Also, peel versus pulp. It's maybe like 2.5 versus 18. So guys, you got to be juicing it with the peel, right? Super simple, super easy. Now, why does this matter? Okay, so in this study that I just showed, we're going to throw up the last page, and they go down to some of the conclusions, and they did actually testing in petri dishes against like cancer cells. And so I'll read it from section 2.3. The most responsive sample on colon carcinoma, LOVO, was the peel extract with a percentage inhibition of 77 at concentration of 100 UG/ml in comparison to the pulp extract that exhibited no activity. So I'll translate that for you guys that don't understand all this scientific jargon. Basically, they're saying if you guys juice only the inside without the peel, you're not going to be able to, kill colon cancer cells in a petri dish. Now, will that apply to humans? I'm not going to make that claim, but this is what the study's saying. These are why you want to preserve as much of these compounds as possible, and that's why I like using the Hurom H70, because it runs at a low and slow 60 revolutions per minute, so it doesn't add a lot of oxygen into your juice when the juice is being made. Unlike a high-speed juicer that you could basically wreck by juicing the ginger, adds a lot of air, a lot of oxygen. That's also why I don't recommend just basically blending ginger with water in your high-speed blender. You're going to oxidize it, and you're going to lose some of these valuable nutrients. So now down to the conclusion on the ginger. In particular, peel extract have an interesting anti-proliferative activity against colorectal carcinoma, and this activity could be attributed to the main compound of alpha-zingiberene and derivatives, which is what I showed you guys earlier. Once again, or at least 5 times less of this one in the flesh of the ginger. So with that, I want to show you guys next how to juice the ginger in the Hurom H70. The cool thing about the Hurom H70 is that it will basically grind up everything you put in there. And, you know, some things you will need to pre-cut. This ginger here is non-organic ginger imported from China. This Chinese ginger, I have noticed, is not very fibrous, right? So if you take this ginger and just break it, right, you don't see any like long strings. It just kind of breaks pretty easily. And it just comes apart because it's just very tender, right? Some gingers get very fibrous, like, right? There's like, you can see some hairs, but this is like bred for less fiber, which is actually probably not a good trait. Whereas if you get like organic ginger, then you're going to end up with something smaller like this. Once again, comparing the size difference. If you guys see ginger like this, you're getting ginger from China, and then you could do what I'm going to show you guys in a minute. But if you're getting ginger like this, that's like smaller, more dense, and more fibers, then you will need to pre-cut it. All right, so in the ginger like this, you could just like break it up. It's not fibers. You could just basically drop it in the Hurom H70. Even like, you know, pretty large pieces. I do like to always cut things up a little bit smaller so then I could play Tetris inside the hopper and fit more in. And we're just gonna just basically break up some of this ginger. Just breaks apart really easy. And I mean, that's a good test for you guys. When you guys, you know, get ginger and break it up, you should break it up and it shouldn't be like stuck together because of the fibers, all right? And as you guys can see, we just loaded that up, hopper with no issue, and put a collection cup down here. And then we're gonna use a pulp collection, and now we can just turn this machine on and check it out, guys. The ginger is getting processed in the Hurom H70 at a low and slow 60 revolutions per minute. There's a processing blade that's basically coming around and pre-cutting the ginger before it is put into the juicer to get fully wrung out. You guys can see we got the ginger juice coming out, nice pure ginger juice, and we got the pulp running out on this side. I think I want to make at least a quart of ginger to show you guys how easy it is to juice in the Hurom H70. So I'm just going to basically take some of this more ginger and we're just going to break it up into little pieces and just drop it in to the hopper as the machine is running. And as you guys can see, this is breaking up real easy. The other thing I want to show you guys, if you guys end up getting ginger like this, then it's very important to pre-cut the ginger. So maybe we'll take out one of these here. And so as an example, if you get ginger like this, you must cut the ginger into little slices. So you're going to cut it into 1/4 inch slices or even smaller 1/8 inch slices against the grain, right? So you want to make little slices like this of the ginger before juicing in the Hurom. That's a very important distinction. But in this case, since we got the Chinese ginger not very fibrous, we can just break it into large pieces and drop it in there. All right, so I think what we're going to do off camera is we're just going to go ahead and speed this up and share with you guys how easy this machine will juice the ginger without you. Alright, so as you guys can see, the Hurom H70 juiced all that ginger without any clogging, jamming, or any problems. I just filled it up, all the pulp came out, all the juice came out, and now we can shut off the machine. Then we always like to tip this up a little bit to get any additional juice that may be sitting inside there. Then I'll shut the spout cap, and now we can bring this juice front and center. Looks like I made a total of 55 ounces of straight up ginger juice. Now the most important thing is don't drink this all at once. That's another mistake I see. When you drink ginger juice, you want to drink an appropriate amount for you. I can't tell you what you should drink, but I'll tell you what I'm going to drink today. You know, I'd recommend if you're doing straight ginger juice, do like 1 tablespoon. Ginger juice is always best right after it comes out of the juicer. You don't want to let it sit around. 1 tablespoon of ginger juice. I'm going to shoot up 100% straight up. Man, that burns on the way down. I feel the burn in my tongue. Woo! I'm so warm. I can barely talk. All right. So what I'll tell you guys is that when I tasted the juice, there is some fiber in the juice. The Hurom does put a bit more fiber into the juice, which in my opinion is a beneficial thing because every American needs more fiber. You're not like making a smoothie here, but you know, it is a nice texture with a little bit of pulp or fiber in there, which can add additional nutrition in your juice that other juicers may leave out. Well, you guys just saw me do one shot. You know, another mistake I see a lot of people do is that when they make their ginger shots, they'll put a lot of other things in. And usually they put way too much fruit. So they're basically having a pineapple shot instead of a ginger shot. And what I would recommend if you guys are making ginger shots, you don't want to combine it with sweet fruits. That'd be like my #1 rule. That'd be very important. You know, sweet fruits can offset the benefits from the ginger, in my opinion, especially if there's too much sweet fruit juice and not enough ginger juice. So what I would say, some excellent foods to add with the ginger when juicing would be lemons or limes. You can put the skin in whole with the Hurom H70. It'll extract the nutrition from the pith of the lemon or lime. Another thing I like to add to ginger are other vegetables. So carrots would be great, beets would be great. If you want a really nice mild juice, you could add some jicama in there. And we can't forget about juicing some turmeric so you get that curcumin benefit as well. And now the other big mistake that people make is when they make all this ginger, they store it incorrectly. Yes, they will just put it in little jars or little glass vials that look really cool on YouTube videos. They screw off the lid and then they put it, and then because they made so much, they drink one each day. And then, you know, every day that's sitting in the jar, and then every day that's sitting in a little glass, and it's oxidizing, and you're losing significant amounts of the health benefits, especially not even talking about if you peeled it. So we're going to throw up this study right here. It's entitled Variation of the Phytochemical Constituents and Antioxidant Activities of Ginger Officinale var Rubrum Thiol associated with different drying methods and polyphenol oxidase activity. So what I'm really looking at here is the polyphenol oxidase activity. I'm quite aware and have done a lot of research on the polyphenol oxidase. That's why when you cut open a banana or cut open an apple, it starts to turn brown. If you blend up apples or bananas in your blender, right, that mixture turns very brown very quickly, because now the polyphenol oxidase enzyme is now mixed with air, which basically gives a polyphenol oxidase like fuel. Like for your car to work, you need gas, but for the polyphenol oxidase to work, it needs the fuel, which in this case is the oxygen, as well as the right pH and some other things. Anyway, so let's get into what this study shows. So this study shows, we'll throw up this graph on the chart. It's basically the effect of oxygen exposure on ginger phytonutrients. Once again, they tested for total phenolonics or polyphenols, total flavonoids, and the 6-gingerol. Data is taken all from the study. The study, once again, is linked down below. And in this case, they basically did freeze drying versus shade drying. In shade drying, it's just an ambient oxygen, but when they're doing the freeze drying, they basically pull a vacuum out of the freeze drying chamber so that you don't have the oxidative damage. And then you could see by the results that there are, you know, more of the polyphenols, flavonoids, and gingerol when they basically dried it without the oxygen being intact. And this is why freeze drying is so beneficial. And if you're interested in freeze drying, you can do it at home now. I'll put some links down below, some videos I made in the past with the only freeze dryer I recommend, which is the Stay Fresh freeze dryer. Nonetheless, I want to jump down to the end of this study, and it says, enzymatic browning is one of the significant problems in a number of crops and fruits, usually resulting in negative effects on color, taste, and flavor. The reaction is due mainly to oxidation of polyphenol compounds by polyphenol oxidase. And so then continuing on, it says PPO mixtures of monophenol oxidase and catechol oxidase enzymes are widely present in plant tissues and can oxidize diphenols in the presence of oxygen molecules, causing rapid enzymatic oxidation of natural antioxidants. That's what this study shows through the graph. And the problem is when you just pour this in a little, bottle, the problem is there is dissolved oxygen in the juice and also the oxygen in the headspace. You're thinking, John, I don't do that because I fill it up overflowing and then I cap it. And okay, yes, you are excluding the oxygen in the headspace, but that's not even the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the dissolved oxygen in the juice during the creation of the juice. The dissolved oxygen in the juice causes the juice to degrade over time. So, you know, my solution for that is simply to remove the oxygen when storing it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take little jars, and I have like these 8-ounce wide mouth mason jars, and we're going to fill one up with basically 1 shot each, you know. So maybe 1 shot is like, maybe I'm going to do like an ounce or so in each shot, because basically what you want to do is you want to store each juice in the size that you're going to take in 1 shot. So when you store this, you're just going to take off the lid and then just shoot it, and it's going to be done. I mean, maybe if you're adding, you know, other ingredients, it'll be, you know, more in quantity. But for me, when I'm juicing straight ginger, I'm not drinking a lot of it straight at once because it can be problematic. Then the next step is, this is the most important step, guys. You want to do this before storing ginger juice, or any juice for that matter. You want to remove the most oxygen as possible. This is the Pure MVP pump. I'll put a link down below to the video where I compare the Pure MVP pump to vacuum pumps you can buy on Amazon. I bought like 10 different pumps on Amazon, tested them all, and they all only pulled out between 50 to 60% of the oxygen when you're storing juices or your other foods, whereas this one will pull out between 80 to 85% oxygen. So it's not about how much oxygen you're pulling out, but how much oxygen is left. So in this case, you're leaving 15 to 20% of the oxygen left, so that will significantly slow down the polyphenol oxidase, because now they just don't have the gas to oxidize the polyphenols to lower the nutrition, and it will lower these beneficial compounds that you guys get the health benefits from, as proven by some of the studies that I discussed earlier. So all you need to do is you need to get these Pure vacuum lids. They go on any wide mouth mason jar. You then take your pump. You then take and you just pull up this pump. It's not rocket science. And you can pump it about 15 times. And after about 15 times, you feel the resistance wanting to pull it down. And then you've known you have achieved the maximum vacuum pressure, or you remove the most oxygen out of these little jars. Not only of the oxygen in the headspace, but because this pump pulls out and removes more than 70 to 75% of the oxygen, you also will remove the oxygen in the juice. I'll put a link down below to a video I recently made talking about why it's important to remove at least 70 to 75% of the oxygen, because that's when you degas or deoxygenate the juice. And this is super important for storage, right? I say if you store juices this way, you can easily store your juices for up to a week. And this is especially important when you're making a lot of ginger juice and you're just going to have shots and fill up little containers, right? I see so many people that have been even juicing for a long time, they don't remove the oxygen before storing your juice. Number one, mold and bacteria could grow. Number two, nutrients can degrade. Number three, it's going to start tasting real funky and off after a couple of days. Like when you drink it straight up, the first day it tastes a certain way, and if you just store the juice in little bottles and then take a bottle out after 7 days, it's not going to taste the same. It's going to start to have these bitter off flavors. I mean, spoiled flavors maybe. I know people still drink it, and yes, it's still good. There's like, unless there's bad bacteria growing, but you know, when you use the pump and this storage method, you're going to maximize your health potential from the juices that you spend a lot of money on, not only the juicer, but the produce. We're going to preserve the most nutrients, right? So yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and pump these up and get all the oxygen out. And then once you have the oxygen removed, there's a little, like, on the lid, there's a, like, indentation to let you know that there's a, vacuum on that. You don't need to put a ring around this. And now you can basically, these are nice and stackable. You can then put these in your fridge and store them at 33 to 35 degrees for up to a week, with very little of those flavonoid, polyphenol, gingerol, nutrient losses by storing it this way. So this is the number 2 mistake, guys, that people make. Don't peel the ginger. Number 2, store it in an oxygen deprived environment with the most oxygen removed, so you could get and continue to get the best health benefits from the juice you made, right? You guys want to get the Pure MVP vacuum pump that I recommend, along with the kit of 12 lids, which is the package I recommend you guys get, because once you start using these lids, you'll find you could use them for juices, You could use them for vacuum blended smoothies. You can use them to bulk prepare your salads or soups, or even heat process vegetables, meals, or whatever. Things just store a lot longer, and it's just super ingenious. So you guys want to get the package deal, you want to use a coupon code DJ5 at bit.ly/puremvp to get the hookup price. All right, so then I want to show you guys when you're ready to drink these, right? You're just going to go ahead and unseal the lid, and I want you guys to listen carefully. That's the sound of freshness. All the air got sucked back in because we excluded, 80 to 85% of the oxygen out of there, including the headspace, and we de-aired the juice. And then now you can just basically take the shot. That'll light you up, man. It'll put a smile on your face, or maybe a frown if you're not used to the ginger. I mean, I'm used to the ginger. It kind of makes me laugh. It's like, woo! You get an experience in your mouth doing the ginger shots, guys. So yeah, that's what I really want to share with you guys. The biggest two mistakes I see. I don't want you guys making those mistakes. And then also, of course, I want to show you guys my favorite juicer for juicing ginger. And I didn't get to show you guys this. Check it out. So this is the ginger pulp, guys. After juicing the ginger, I could squeeze it. I could squeeze like three or four drops out, right? This is really dry pulp for not a lot of work. Literally, I just cracked the ginger, put it in there, shut the lid, turned it on, walked away. Had over 50 ounces of juice made without me. Came back, and now I have about a minute of cleaning after this video is done, which I am actually looking forward to. I used to, be bummed after videos and things, especially after having to clean juicers when I'm done juicing, because it could take like 5 minutes. This I just rinse off, and I'm good to go. All right, so if you guys want to get the deal on the Hurom before it expires October 31st, you want to make sure you guys use a coupon code GINGER at Hurom.com. This will get you guys the lowest price. And also, too, when you use either coupon codes that I mentioned in this episode, the companies will share me a small commission so I can continue to give you guys these educational videos that you're not going to hear on any other YouTube channel, because I actually look up the science and kind of correlate that with juicing and how you could get the most health benefits, because that's why I got into juicing, for my health. So I just want to know simply the best juicers to use, and also the best ways to extract the most nutrition from the produce. So I'm so glad that you stayed to the end of this video. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. More importantly, share this with other people that have been juicing ginger wrong all these years, because they're just listening to random influencers that don't know anything about health and don't even look up the published studies. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you're not missing my new upcoming episodes of Community Fight Some Days. You never know where I'll show up, what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel, whether I'm unboxing brand new videos, comparing juicers against each other, or share with you guys knowledge bombs with all the information I provide. I don't want you to miss any episodes, so make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. Also, be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. I have over 900 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to you guys, all about the best juicers and best extraction methods to preserve the most nutrition so you guys can have the best health ever. I'll put links down below some of my favorite videos I made in the past with the Hurom H70, showing how you could use pomegranates in it, how you could use citrus in it, how you could use watermelon in it, how you could use pineapple in it, how you could use your leafy greens, you could use celery, you could use cucumbers, right? The H70 does it all, and it's my go-to juicer. I use the most these days. So with that, my name is John Kohler with DiscountJuicers.com. Be sure to visit DiscountJuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for YouTube visitors.